First down, Argos. 5 receiver set. Owens in motion, and then they'll shovel it back against the green. And Curtis Steele is up in, and that's Dante Marsh, who really disrupts what could have been a big play.
Well, you think all the time about a guy playing that boundary corner position, being there strictly because of what he does in coverage, but Dante Marsh has made a name for himself with what he does in terms of physical play, and that includes the run support he provides here. Forces this play, Marsh, number 31, to the inside. It just comes right through his blocker, Childs, to make the tackle, but he slows up the play by keeping his leverage. Then ultimately, where you're usually just waiting for help in that situation, he makes the play himself.
Argos do get 8, 2nd and 2. Caleros keeps quarterback deeper, and they'll have a first down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, and we all know that Zach Caleros is in a situation here where he's just filling in for an injured Ricky Ray. You'll see Xander Robinson get out in front with the lead block off the edge. But you wonder, with some of the things he does that are so drastically different from the plays you call for Ricky Ray, if Caleros might be making a case to have a package installed for him every week with his own unique set of plays, the way we saw Justin Goltz start off in Winnipeg this season.
Opponent defense is off balance. He's carried it 7 times for 27. Pressure on. Take a shot to the end zone. Touchdown!
What a catch!
Childs. Marcel Desjardins might be cheering this one.
Yes, no doubt the Ottawa Red Blacks general manager salivating a little bit. I love the adjustment to the football and the concentration from the rookie receiver John Childs to go get this one over the shoulder.
First CFL touchdown for Childs, replacing the injured Montreal Inman. Extra point is good, and it's 3 touchdown passes for Zach Caleros in his first Canadian Football League start. Continue to bring you MLS on TSN action with the MLS All-Star team taking on AS Roma in Kansas City. Live coverage gets underway 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on TSN. 6-play, 75-yard touchdown drive. Engineered by Caleros. The first touchdown for John Childs. 12-point lead. Climbed down as Tim Brown returns it up near midfield. There's Childs, whose mentor Rocket Ismail directed him towards Toronto.
A guy who knows a thing or two about scoring touchdowns in this stadium.
During the return, holding, BC, number 94, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Take a look back at John Childs. First touchdown, he's the number 1 man in that 3-receiver cluster into the boundary. Lions recognize it. Dante Marsh goes with him, and Josh Bell on the inside is going to fall off. Now Bell thinks the ball's going to be overthrown, and he's trying to get in position for an interception. Childs makes that adjustment back to the inside at the last minute to go get it. Just accelerating, using that great speed. A touchdown grab.
Rolly Lambala lines up at tight end. Over 5 minutes on the last drive, but just 3 points for Lule and company. And they get things started here with a completion to Courtney Taylor.
The Lions look to move the pocket here a little bit. And those adjustments you want to make against a defensive line that's getting some pressure is to make sure your quarterback isn't always throwing from the same launch point. Travis Lule, certainly a guy who's good enough on the move to execute that effectively.
Lions had 5 of those big plays in their first meeting against the Argos, just 1 so far tonight. 2nd and 4. Harris has the ball and taken down at the 31-yard line. Should be enough for a first down.
Well, Andrew Harris might have had a shot to take this one around the outside following his fullback. Rolly Lumbala, but recognizing the down and distance, Harris saw an opportunity to just get upfield and get the yards, and he took that inside gap.
Out of bounds by Marcus Ball up at the 39-yard line.
Well, this is what Andrew Harris does so well in terms of the passing game. Very comfortable sort of getting out in a slot position and running routes. Spent his first year with the Lions working with the receivers. Travis Moore now coaching in Edmonton, one of the guys who spent a lot of time working with him on his route running.
Started with the Lions as a slot, 2nd and 3. Ball on the blitz, but Harris straight ahead for a first down to the 45.
Andrew Harris starting that. The touches for him are starting to add up.
16th of the game, again his season high, twice 21. So looks like likely to eclipse that tonight. Yards from scrimmage for Harris. 1st and 10 for Lule. Take a shot for Nick Moore. Got it behind, and he's got it. Nick Moore with a big catch, his second big one of the game, and that takes it down to the Argo 25.
Nick Moore is the guy who most directly is being called upon to replace G-Roy Simon in this BC Lions offense. The league's all-time leading receiver, dealt to Saskatchewan in the offseason. The thing Moore needs to do is consistently catch the football. That had been the criticism of him in his first couple of years as he tried to break through. I'll tell you, he keeps making plays like that, and it softens the blow of G-Roy's departure.
4th catch, 89 yards, 40 on that grab, and the Lions in business at the Argo 25. Joe Blitz and a handoff to Harris again, and he pushes the pile for about 4.
Well, Andrew Harris, and we've talked about the last few weeks, Chris, how his touches have been up. He's been given a significant workload, a lot of those carries, as we discussed with him yesterday. Tim Brown hasn't been in the lineup a lot this season. Brown used to play a few series at running back last year, taking some of those touches. But Harris came to camp prepared for a bigger workload this year. He's playing at a heavier weight, looking to stay at around 213 throughout the season this year, where he's been maybe around 205 for his first couple of years in the league. A little more equipped to take that pounding.
2nd and 5 as it gets loud here. Has Moore again, and another first down. Jalil Carter in coverage. And the Lions moving it effectively here in the 3rd quarter again.
Well, when this team settles down and plays with composure, you get an idea of what they're capable of doing offensively. Night and day from what you saw in the final possession of the first half for the BC Lions, when they seemed to get frustrated with the way the game was going, getting drawn into personal battles, taking a number of, we'll call them self-inflicted wounds in the first half of the ballgame.
1st and goal from just inside the 10, the 8th play of the drive. 3-man rush underneath, and Harris dropped the ball. Took a look, and it will be 2nd and goal.
Well, you won't see it often from Andrew Harris. He's just running a rub route coming across the formation, wide open. Coming through the traffic of the offensive line, Travis Lule puts it exactly where it's got to be. Andrew Harris will be seeing that one in his sleep tonight.
Second and goal, over the middle, underneath, and down at the 5. Courtney Taylor That's drilled by the middle linebacker, short. And again, the field goal unit comes on for BC.
In case you were wondering why Robert McCune earned the nickname Hammer, just ask Courtney Taylor, who played the role of the nail on that one.
So again, a short field goal attempt for the Lions. This from the 10 on what should be the final play of the third quarter. And through it goes for the 22nd consecutive Paul McCallum field goal. And we're through 45 minutes. Zach Collaros has built the lead for the Argos heading into the final 15 minutes. Nine-point Argo lead. We head to the fourth quarter. Huge edge in time of possession for the Lions in the third quarter. Again, the Argos add to their lead a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You chalk it up as a win for the Toronto Argonauts defense when the BC Lions eat up all that time on the clock, and then in the end, all they're able to come away with on two third quarter drives is field goals. Ultimately, the Argos, with Zach Collaros going to work, end up winning the quarter 7-6.
Lions had the ball for 10 minutes and 40 seconds. So that's Rich Stubler's kind of defense. Is that what Chris Jones is looking for?
Well, it's certainly not typical Chris Jones. Chris Jones is a guy who's a little more high pressure, high risk, high reward, try and make something happen at some point before you get to things like an 8 or 10 play drive. But ultimately, if you're able to escape after a drive that long when you're leading in the ball game and the other team is only chipping away 3 points at a time and you're trading 3s for 7s, I'm sure Chris Jones will take it for them.
Argos trying to be just the second Eastern team to win against the West in 2013.
Well, Zach Collaros, a very impressive starting debut here for the Toronto Argonauts. 3 touchdown passes on the night. He found Jason Barnes early. Hit Xander Robinson in the flat. And most recently, the bomb to fellow rookie John Childs. Zach Collaros is in the groove.
Argos as a team had a completion percentage of 74.5% coming into this game. And no interceptions have been tossed this year. Ricky Ray started 12 for 12 against Saskatchewan. Was brilliant, 19 for 20 and a drop against Winnipeg. And now Collaros, 15 for 18 against the Lions defense that's usually a tough code to crack.
Collaros has looked good in doing it. Credit that coaching staff.
2nd and 6. Short drop. Pulls it down. Does some dancing. And now gets a completion. Jason Barnes the catch. And again, that looked like a throwback to some of those comparisons you talked about, like Jeff Garcia.
Oh, absolutely. Jeff Garcia made his name in this league as a scrambler and in similar situations. Started off his career coming in for one of the great ones, replacing an injured Doug Flutie in 1995. Zach Collaros, big shoes to fill here with Ricky Ray injured, but very impressive. Second-year Argonaut.
Excuse me, Dwayne, interesting to note that Jeff Garcia called Zach Collaros as a collegian and recommended the CFL. Chad Owens cuts it back. And Elamimian closes down on him, but Owens has a first down at the Lions 35.
A couple former buddies from the University of Hawaii. Elamimian and Owens meet up on that one, but Zach Collaros continues to impress. Showing he's not just a one-trick pony here. Chad Owens, number 2, is going to motion all the way across that formation and hit the flat. He's got the blockers. It ultimately forms up like a hitch screen, as the other receivers are just out there to lead block for the Flying Hawaiian.
16 yards for Owens. Wayne Smith, the left guard, shaken up on the play. So Joe Appel will have to come back in. for the 10-year vet.
Well, we saw the impressive starting debut for Bo Levi Mitchell earlier in this week 5 for the Calgary Stampeders, and he's a guy who's surrounded by quarterbacks, a head coach John Huffnagel, offensive coordinator, and Dave Dickinson, who have played in this league. He's got veterans around him, Kevin Glenn and Drew Tate. Lots of great guys to learn from, great resources. Zach Collaros is in a similar situation here in Toronto. Obviously a great veteran in Ricky Ray, who's the starter. He's got Jason Moss, longtime CFL quarterback, as his quarterbacks and receivers coach. Obviously Scott Milanovich, the head coach, a former NFL and CFL quarterback. And offensive coordinator Marcus Brady, as well, a number of years in this league under center. All great resources, all have at one time or another been exactly where Zach Collaros is now. They understand the situation and how to put him in a position to succeed.
First down, they fake that fly sweep to Dury. Collaros in trouble, spins away. And they make a little out of nothing on the catch by Bradwell. You know, he mentioned to us yesterday, he knows Ottawa's watching, and he couldn't hide it. He said, I saw what Mike Riley did when he got a chance to showcase last year, and he's showcasing himself here.
Well, he sure is, and even Scott Milanovich joked about it. It looked like Cream Smith had him dead to rights. But Zach Collaros, he may have to patent that spin move.
Little Houdini act. Adam Bighill will have some nightmares after this game, and now Cream Smith will be thinking about that play. And a lion down on this near sideline.
Well, Scott Milanovich joked with us yesterday that he had spoken to Marcel Desjardins in Ottawa, joking, which one of the young quarterbacks you want me to start with Ricky out? Who do you want to see this week?
Well, what's remarkable is that Trevor Harris and Collaros rated just about even on the depth chart in Toronto. J.R. LaRose has been shaken up, so we'll take a timeout and be right back to Toronto.
We set out to demonstrate GMC Sierra's professional-grade engineering by pulling it in 4 opposing directions using heavy-duty dockyard winches and solid steel chains. Sierra's hydroformed steel frame held firm time and time again. When your truck's built to a higher standard, that's professional grade. Come in now to get the lowest prices of the season on the proven and powerful GMC Sierra, including up to $10,000 in cash discounts, plus current